Hey everyone, good morning. Hope you're having an amazing day. It's Mark Wiens. I'm in the small village of Muang Pon, which is in Mae Hong Son province in northern Thailand on the border of Myanmar. And this village is specifically a Shan people or a Thai Yai village. It's a beautiful morning and today is going to be a once in a lifetime food opportunity experience. Some of the aunties and some of the best cooks from the community have gathered at the house and they're going to make a massive 50-kilo pan of a dish called Gaeng Hang Lay, which is, it's actually a Burmese curry. This is the curry you actually have to use a paddle to stir. You and I were both going to be able to see the entire process from start to finish. All of the herbs, all of the spices, all of the ingredients that go into this curry. And we're going to watch as they cook it. You can see the pieces of pork belly starting to wobble. And I cannot wait to share this celebration of a meal with you in this video. That sauce, that curry sauce is actually drinkable. It could be bottled and sold as a beverage. Yes. Oh man, I am getting excited. This is the basin of a wok that they're going to be making the curry in. 50 kilos of curry. It's a paddle, actually, a curry paddle.
ดีมากครับเรียบร้อยโอเค
The Gaeng Hang Lay party is about to get started, but just to quickly show you this amazing Shan Thai Yai shirt. The Shan, or in Thailand called the Thai Yai, are a large ethnic group, people group, and actually one of the largest minority groups in Myanmar, originally from Myanmar. But there are many Shan, there are many Thai Yai within Thailand as well, especially in the northern provinces bordering Myanmar. We're getting started cooking right now. They're bringing out the pork. There's going to be 50 kilos of pork, all of the different spices. There's so many ingredients that go into Gaeng Hang Lay, this traditional version, including dry spices, including fresh spices, and there's also many different regional variations. And so this is going to be a real deal, ultra authentic celebration curry. And that's it. That's the very first shallot peeled. That's the start. And you can already tell that you can just trust the aunties of this community. Their expertise, their knowledge, their just years and years of experience. Another auntie is getting started peeling the garlic, and this is the best kind of garlic. Homegrown right here. And it just hangs from the rafters of the roofs drying. But this is the most fragrant. This is their little bulbs, little cloves of garlic, but the most fragrant and pungent garlic in the world. And then additionally, there's going to be ginger. There's a whole bag of ginger, and then potatoes. Potatoes are going to be added. And then on the other side of the kitchen here, Uncle's getting started chopping up the pork, which is quite a fatty pork. Often it can be pork belly. I think it might be a mix, but yeah, there's a lot of pork belly. You see a lot of skin. There's a lot of fat on that pork. I mean, one of the reasons why Gaeng Hang Lay is such an important dish is because it's so time-consuming to make, and there's so many steps and there's so many ingredients. And so you can already see how long it takes, I mean, to peel shallots as well as to peel the small little bulbs of garlic. It's a time-consuming process. It takes the entire community. And then I was just asking some of the aunties about when Gaeng Hang Lay is typically made. And although you will find Gaeng Hang Lay at almost every single northern Thai restaurant, traditionally it's a very special dish. And even within this community, it is a very special dish, which is not eaten every day. But it is prepared, it is cooked only on big, special, both celebration events as well as gathering events for weddings, for funerals, for New Year, for other big occasions when everybody gets together to share a meal together. So today is an extremely special day. It's an honor to have a chance to be here to witness the community coming together to cook such a dish that is so important within the culture.
กับจะในนางมือสิว่าไป
เป็นนั่นมังสวิราช
ไปเล่นกับคนแค่มือหรอมือโคซิบมือจังเลยมาหาน้องโค
Again, Gaeng Hang Lay is a Burmese curry, and they specifically are making the Burmese version.
เจ้าเมียวนแม่นะนั่งการกินอะไรแต่ข้ากินได้เลยเข้าในพวกยือเข้าขวาเนี่ยยำมันเท่าหนาวอ่ะโมเหลวในเอาเรามันกินเราหนาวแม่นะ
Really? And it works? Oh man, that is some serious auntie wisdom right there, cooking wisdom. She said she puts a shallot at the tip, pokes it at the tip of the knife, and that way you don't cry from the fumes of the shallot. That's what she said. I guess it works. That's something to try in your kitchen. The aunties have decided that's enough garlic, that's enough shallots. They're moving on to peeling the potatoes and the ginger. But then in the meantime, another auntie is going to go over to the other side of the kitchen underneath the house and start to pound the curry paste. ยายจะทำเครื่องแกงใช่ไหมครับ
จะทำเครื่องแกงอ่ะ
โอเคครับ ใส่พริกแห้ง
ใส่พริกแห้งด้วยเดี๋ยวไม่เผ็ด
พริกแห้งด้วย
ถ้าไม่เผ็ดไม่กิน
ไม่เผ็ดไม่กินครับ Yes
ถ้าไม่เผ็ดไม่กิน
ใช่ครับ She's one of the most hilarious aunties. She's just always smiling, always joking. She's been cooking for us almost every meal while we're here. And she is one of the aunties who is responsible for the recipes, for knowing the quantities and ingredients.
ไม่เอาค่ะกำกึ่งอ่ะไม่กิโลเรียกเขาก็
And there's no recipe here. It's just about the knowledge, the experience, and also about knowing the ratios. If there's this much chili, in go this many shallots, in go this much lemongrass, this much, and this much. And she just literally, now she's just adding in some more shallots. So it's just by knowledge, it's just by experience. And I mean, for me, I think that is by far the best type of cooking. The eyeball and experience method. Oh,
กับล้างไข่
นี่มันกันนะครับ
เอาเลยอันนี้เป็นพริกนะพริกอีกนะพริกเลย
Okay, so this is some ground chili.
ไม่เป็นไร50 กิโลก่อน
This is some ground chili that goes in.
เธอก็มีถ้าตัดให้กันมันติดเต้นข้าวหมีแหลวหมดอ่ะป้ากันเดียว
Okay, here goes in the gapi. Shrimp paste goes in.
50 กิโลมันอุ๊บเอาหนูเนี่ยจ้ะอินเดียวนะโมโหนำใส่
She said that her husband's mother, her mother-in-law, is Shan from Myanmar, and she's the one who taught her the recipe. And she does actually have a recipe, it's just in her head. For every kilo of pork, then she knows how to scale it and scale it up or scale it down. And then another thing that she said is that she knows so well, and she's such an expert at making Gaeng Hang Lay because she used to sell it before. And back at the preparation kitchen station, serious amounts of ginger are being chopped up julienned.
Okay.
เครื่องแกง อันนี้เครื่องแกงเสร็จแล้วใช่ไหมครับ
เครื่องแกง
All the preparation is almost all done. They're still peeling more and more garlic. But the pork, it's a small mountain of cubed pork. That's a mini bathtub-sized wok that's going to go over the fire. So the pork goes in first. This is the very interesting part of making Gaeng Hang Lay is that the curry paste is not fried off first. They have the pork. Aunty added the curry paste that she pounded with it, which is heavy on the shrimp paste, mixes that in. Then the masala powder goes in, mixes that in, and next she added some sugar. And they are just kind of contemplating, and Aunty is just thinking about it in her head, how much of what to add. But again, zero measurements. อันนี้ซีอิ๊วดำอะครับ Oh man, so even before the cooking, you can already smell the mingling of spices, the masala powder, the cumin in there, the turmeric in there, yet blending with the soy sauce aroma, blending with the shrimp paste. The harmony of India and Southeast Asia is already coming together in this pork, in the wok, in the pot. She has the coolest cooking style ever, just tossing, chucking ingredients in, and it's going to start a long process of cooking slowly over fire, mingling together, melting the fat, letting those spices brew. ต้มประมาณกี่ชั่วโมงครับเอาหมกปอดวันเดียวเนาะมาต้มกี่ชั่วโมงอ่ะเมื่อน่ะบ่าย2บ่าย3เลยเนาะประมาณ6ชั่วโมง8ชั่วโมงครับหวานเมื่อก่อนได้ถ่ายรูปก่อน Yes กินห้างเลไตกินห้างเลไตหวานจ๊ะกินห้างเลไตหวานจ๊ะ I believe that I just said Thai Yai Shan Hang Lay curry is very delicious. 50 kilos is too big for that wok, so they're going to have to use 2 woks. นั่นปลาไหลป้องอ่ะ4 ซองนะมันเคยได้6 ซองนะอันนี้ก็พอใส่แล้วอันนี้ใส่ซองไหนเหรอมาเฮ็ดจ้ะเขาเฮ็ดตัวเขาเฮ็ดไปนี่จ้ะพี่จ๋าพี่ติ๊กขึ้นมาเลยโอ้ยเบาๆนะเอ้ยมันไม่ยิบอ่ะมองนะนี่นะยาเนื้อหมูแกงฮังเลครับ Batch number 2 is on the way. It's just fascinating to see this like center point of a curry, of a Burmese curry that has Indian influence, that has even possibly, some Chinese influence, but its own unique curry, its own unique dish. Now that the sun has started to come out and the sun is strong, I have the honor of wearing a Shan hat. Yes. Okay, now we are ready for this cooking session to begin. It's gonna boil, it's gonna simmer for the next 6 to 8 hours, and during that time, they're gonna, I believe, slowly nurture it, sometimes occasionally stir it, but also seal in those juices and let that pork fat just melt and mingle so that it's ultra fall apart tender in your mouth when you eat it. My mouth is watering already and we still have 8 hours to go. And I think actually now would be a fantastic time to talk a little bit about the complicated and incredible history of Gaeng Hang Lay and where it comes from. And the word Gaeng Hang Lay comes from Burmese that means strong curry, I believe strong curry or heavy curry, strong flavored pork curry. Now, right now, if you go to any Lana Northern Thai restaurant throughout Northern Thailand, you will find Gaeng Hang Lay on the menu, and it's probably the #1 dish that's associated with Northern Thailand and loved by everybody in Northern Thailand. So from what I read, from what I have learned, it is often said that the Burmese curry Gaeng Hang Lay was brought to Northern Thailand by the Shan people. And I mean, I'm in a Shan village now. And so the Thai Yai or the Shan are responsible for bringing the Burmese curry to Northern Thailand, where it's then spread out throughout Northern Thailand, where there's a variety of different recipes where different ingredients have been added or omitted and changed.
อาลูเป็นมันฝรั่งอะครับ
อันนั้นอาลูมันฝรั่งเมื่อกี้รสชาติไม่อร่อยเมื่อกี้รสชาติไม่อร่อยอ่ะใส่หมดเขาจะเอาหวานๆใส่เลยเอานี่ใส่หน่อเกิ่ง
ใส่กระเทียม
อันนี้นะมันมอน้ำมันเล็กอ่ะอันนี้มอใหญ่เนาะจะไปปูนั่นอีกนะเอาขิงเกิ่งน่ะน้ำเปรี้ยวเกิ่งน่ะหอมมากจังมากหอมเปียกไปกันหน่อยหอมแดงน้ำจะออกเป็นกำตึกไข่หนึ่งกำเหลืออีกหนึ่งอย่างยังไม่ได้ใส่ทีหลังที่เราหมักสลัดมา
Then they sprinkled in the garlic, all that raw peeled garlic, a bunch of raw shallots, a bunch of the julienned ginger. And that gets a nice stir, and that goes back on to simmer for many more hours. Oh man, but that aroma is starting to become irresistible. Oh, and potatoes also go in.
Hãy tất cả mừng xin này cả nhầm món cô này các bạn
มะขามเปรี้ยวใช่ไหมครับ
มะขามเปียกก็ทำเกลือเอาน้ำใส่กันทำจากโซมเลยนะ
And then next, she mashed down some tamarind, sour tamarind, got out the juice of that tamarind, and tamarind goes in. That's going to give it a tart, sweet, and sour taste as well.
นี่ใบหน้าใหญ่
ไม่เผ็ดไม่กิน
The pork is starting to get to that stage where in Thai they call it buai, where it is like stewed and braised to the point where it's fall apart tender but not mushy whatsoever, but it has that texture that you need with Gaeng Hang Lay.
อันนี้มันจะตั้งไปเรื่อยๆให้ไหนก็แรงก็
So some good news. It's been only 2 or 3 hours, but they said it's almost ready. Maybe the fire was extra stoked today.
เสร็จแล้วแล้วก็
เสร็จแล้ว
ยังไม่ยังโอเคครับ
ไม่ค่ะขอเดียว
เอายกหม้อนี้ไปก่อนค่ะ
แบบนี้อร่อยค่ะ
ใช่ครับ
The smaller pot is ready, and they said because the liquid has dried up, all of the fat has melted, but then re-entered into the pork, braised into itself. That one they put into a pot so that can sit for later. And then the big pot is still cooking, is still braising. They say it needs the water needs to evaporate out. Whoa, that hat was really comfortable, but I probably have some serious hat hair now. But the curry is ready. Everybody just divvied out their own portion onto their bowl of rice. Uncle is even eating it with kanamjin rice noodles, or I think they call it khao sen here. But then also come and eat with rice, come and eat with noodles. He said, Uncle said with the gravy, that curry sauce with the noodles, it's really good as well. Okay, so again, here we go, Burmese curry, Burmese recipe. And also this is a bit different from the Northern Thai other versions that I've seen in other parts of Northern Thailand. Just massive, chunky pieces of pork. Some have the bones in, like some of the ribs, but most of it is pork belly, ultra tender, potatoes in there, juliennes of ginger, and every now and then you'll come upon some cloves of garlic that were tossed in. I think the shallots have almost fully just dissolved into the curry. The sauce is oily and condensed. Oh, I cannot wait. Wow. Oh, that is a beautiful thing. Oh, that flavor is amazing. Oh wow, it just keeps on coming with the flavor. The different layers. The tenderness of that pork. I think what's absolutely amazing is that the first taste that I taste is the masala. But then after that, you taste the tangy sweetness, the balance of the tamarind and ginger and garlic, the boost of umami from the shrimp paste. Oh man, it's just like all the great tastes that your tongue could ever want, all in one single ultra tender, melt in your mouth pork curry. Here's a bite you can see next with ginger, with garlic, with some of the melted shallots. It has to be one of the most addictive curries because of the balance of flavor, because of the richness, just the layering of flavors. That is just sensational. That is just a mind-blowing flavor. The belly, the skin, the fat. Oh, this one actually, oh, that's actually rib, I believe. That's what makes the pork so tender, is when it's braised and cooked in its own liquid fat curry. Khop khap. Okay.
พอแล้วเหรอ
พอแล้วครับ โอเค
แถม
ขอบคุณมากครับ Yeah, now we've got some juiciness, some curry juiciness. Oh, wow. Okay, the pork is melting in your mouth, but that gravy curry sauce is the highlight. It could be bottled and sold as a beverage. It's so good. As you continue eating throughout your meal, you just start to realize how rich and how heavy this curry is. You're on turbo mode, eating as fast as you can, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I need to slow down. All of a sudden your bites are happening a little bit slower. This is one of those dishes that literally on your last bite, it's impossible to avoid a nap. Oh wow, that was an unbelievable celebration meal. Oh. Yeah, at this stage, everybody is full, everybody's happy. Most of us are taking to a more reclined horizontal position. Oh man, and that's actually all you can do after eating Gaeng Hang Lay. That was unbelievably spectacular, and the original Burmese version. Oh man, so incredibly tasty.
Mà biệt rồi lăng vạn khâu. Giờ lắp ngao theo. Thầy mà hẳn. Lón nhưng aloi. Này bơ cái ở khi tôi quá.
Yes. And then lastly, the final step is all of the aunties are packaging the curry to then distribute throughout the community.
Mà muốn tụt chập bộ nó phải chân mớ. Để thế này. Thế này.
Then I would just like to say a huge thank you to all of the aunties from the community for helping, for coming out, for really sharing with us a part of the culture, a part of the identity, and their own hospitality and just knowledge and year after year of experience in making Gaeng Hang Lay and cooking and just incredible hospitality. Amazing aunties and uncles and the entire community of Muang Pon. They are truly the all-star team. Oh, yes. It is definitely hammock time. That is gonna wrap up for sure what is the best Gaeng Hang Lay that I've ever had. And it was such a huge educational, it was a learning experience for me. I can guarantee you that every time that I eat Gaeng Hang Lay within northern Thailand, anywhere throughout Thailand, I will remember this experience. So again, a massive thank you to all of the aunties and the uncles and the entire community who came out to help and to share a piece of family and cultural history and culture with us. And a big thank you also to Kun Pui, who is the owner of this house, and her family who arranged this and who made this entire experience possible. Definitely if you're in Mae Hong Son and you want to learn about the Shan culture, this is an amazing village, an amazing place to come. You can check them out. Link will be in the description box. And I want to say a big thank you to you for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe and also click the little bell icon so you'll immediately get notified of the next video that I publish. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye from Mae Hong Son.